Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast. We're here to discuss Celtic 2, Dundee 1 at Dens Park earlier on today. A tough slog for Celtic, but the vital 3 points are in the bag, and that's all that matters, I suppose. We've got John here to go over a very tough, tricky game. How you doing today, John?
I'm all right. I'm all right, Xander. Aye, happy after the result. It was a hard watch, but I'm just I'm elated that it's finished in with 3 points for Celtic in the bag. That's all that matters, Xander.
That is all that matters, John. And obviously, we went into the game today, knowing that Rangers had already won earlier. They beat St Mirren 2-1. So a bit of pressure on the players the other day, and the performance showed that a wee bit, I think. But we'll get into that. First of all, I want to get into the housekeeping. Let's do that just now. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe if you can, please. Join us on the Facebook page as well, Xander John Facebook page. You'll get us over there for some extra content, some extra wee videos, clips, etc., etc. And the competition for this week, correct score, only one person got it right, and that's Facebook user Barry Murphy. Congratulations to Barry Murphy. He wins the prize for this week. Only one correct guess. There was over 50 guesses, John, and only one person said 2-1.
Do you know, I was going to say 2-1 yesterday, and because of Celtic's leaky defence, I was honestly going to say 2-1, and I opted for 2-0. But you know, 2-1's 2-1, and I'm just glad we get a win, and well done, Barry, for your getting your wee prize there. But one are you going to pick? That's the big question. Later,
That's
pen, the Larson frame print, all good prizes.
Yeah, great prizes there, John. And I'll contact Barry on Facebook, and he can tell us what prize he wants and his address. You'll get that, Barry. It'll be posted on Monday. I'll post that on Monday. And Michelle, I forgot to give you your pen as well. If you're listening, I'll get that posted Monday as well. So Barry, we'll get your address off you, and you'll probably have it by Wednesday or Thursday. So I'll contact you on Facebook. And congratulations and commiserations to everybody else that entered the competition. There's a lot of 3-1s there, John. There must have been about 23 ones. We had a great chance to make it 3-0 at one point, didn't we? But uh, we'll leave that there, John. Congratulations to Barry anyway, and we'll do the competition for next week a bit later on in the podcast. All right, John, let's get into this. How you feeling after that performance today?
It wasn't a great performance, but I feel good that we've got 3 points. That's the only thing that matters, Sander. Getting the 3 points this time of the season. Every game that we play from now to the end of the season is going to be like that. That's just the way I'm seeing it, and it's going to be the same for Rangers as well. They're not going to have an easy time unless they're playing the usual culprits like Hearts. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be good for the Celtic fans. It's not going to be good watching from now to the end of the season. Every game's going to be a battle. Just can only hope and pray the Celtic players are up for it. It was a battle today. And the Celtic players, I thought they actually showed their battling qualities a wee bit today, Xander.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And it was a totty field. That was a bit of a totty field we were playing in the other day, wasn't it? And there was a bit of a. I noticed in the second half there was a bit of a swirling wind that we struggled to get used to. I thought for the first 20 minutes in the second half, but we'll get to all that, John. Let's start bit by bit going through this game. Let's break it down, right? 3 minutes, early chance for Jamesy Forrest, shot over the bar from about 20 yards out. Decent wee effort over the bar. So Jamesy Forrest showing his intent there early on, John.
Aye, I think we both predicted James Forrest would start, so it was good to see James is starting 32 years older. James Forrest coming up for 33 in July. So, no spring chicken, but honestly, I'd rather see Jamesy Forrest starting there all day rather than Palmer the way he's playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's what a standout James Forrest was today. And you actually got the first 11 correct, John. You got your first 11 bang on to a man. Every player corrects 1 to 11. So well done for that. I think I picked Awata instead of McGregor, so that was the only one that I got wrong. But yeah, your 1 to 11 was bang on, John. So moving on, a shot from Kuhn in the 5th minute, 19 yards out, saved the keeper. Then another shot from Kuhn for about 20 yards out, saved a decent save for the goalkeeper. This one, John McCracken. He must be going through some life with a second name like that, eh, McCracken? Anyway, two two shots from Kuhn, John, in 2 minutes, and the second one was a decent save from their goalkeeper.
Aye. He pulled off a couple of good saves. That I need to say his name, McCracken. What a name that is.
It could have been easy going through secondary school with that name, I'll tell you that. And apologies for him that it's listening that's called McCracken. So
Go and say it. Say the name that accompanies it.
we talked about my wee nephew Phil.
Wee Phil McCracken.
Anyway, swiftly moving on. 8th minute, John. Another save from McCracken. Another save from McCracken, John, and it was a save on the line. This one was a decent save, a shot from a tight angle from Greg Taylor, and he touches it round the post. That was a good save, John. That could have put us up 1-0 up early on in this game, but a decent save for the boy.
Just instinctive for a goalkeeper. That kind of thing. It's just I don't think. Well, it was going in, wasn't it? It did look like it was going in.
Yeah,
Aye.
it was going. Yeah.
Aye, it was a decent, wee kind of instinctive save. But I expect any goalkeeper to be able to stick a hand out and get to that. Xander was to know if there was any power or anything in it.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. But as you say, instinctive as well, wasn't it? So the first 10-15 minutes, John, we came out the traps, I thought, really bright and really sharp.
Aye, first 15 was pretty good. Aye, I agree with you there. Had a few chances. But then the battle began, didn't it?
Yeah, and just before the battle began, John, in the 24th minute, Hatate misses a golden chance, didn't he? A volley for about 6 yards out, half volley. Hatate by the post. That should have been nestling in the net, I thought, that one.
Aye, I don't know. I think the pitch was a lot to blame for it, to be honest with you, Xander. That ball was bouncing about like it was full of moleholes, wasn't it? It was just like it being dug up with moles. It was bumping all over the place. It was just brutal.
Yeah, it was a very, very bad surface for any style of football with passing, even a long ball. It wasn't fit for the long ball game either. It was just a terrible, terrible football park field, if you like. It was pretty bad condition. You can understand why these games were all disallowed over the last month, John.
Absolutely, you can. Aye, look, the rain's no helped it. All that heavy rain. It hasn't stopped raining for 3 months here, really. But the last few weeks was pretty bad up Dundee and up that neck of the woods. And that kind of rain isn't going to do any grass park any good at all. Once it dries in, it starts to harden up and become bumpy and all that. It's and that's what Celtic had to play on the day. The hard, dry, bumpy surface.
Yeah, and it was tough, especially in the second half. But let's round off the first half. We go 1-0 up, John, in the 30th minute, and it's an outstanding strike for James Forrest, as you say, 32-year-old. Rolling back the years there, John, like an 18-year-old James Forrest. Half volley, John, into the back of the net, underneath the goalkeeper. But a lovely wee layoff from Kyogo. And an outstanding goal, John, to put us 1-0 up.
Aye, where would we be without James Forrest right now? My God, what a finish that was! That was out of this world. The first time volley, just knocked down for Kyogo. First time, bang, pick that out, pal. McCracken, whatever your name is. What a finish!
We need to stop saying that name. Anyway, that was vintage James Forrest, John, wasn't it? It's so he looks sharp. James Forrest actually looks pretty sharp, and you can understand why Brendan Rodgers is hitting it with comments like he's the best winger at the club.
If he's putting the ball away like that, aye, you can. But what a finish that was! That was on par with his finish against Aberdeen. That was an absolute peach.
Exactly.
Probably better.
Yeah, I'd say better. I would say better. That was unstoppable effort for James Forrest on the volley. All right, moving on, John. We'll get to this stamp, a shocking stamp on McGregor, John, from this boy Boateng in the 37th minute. He doesn't even get spoken to. It's a free kick. We get the free kick, so fair enough for that. But no yellow cards.
That was poor, wasn't it?
Very poor.
It
But
was. It's a
why
yellow
why
card.
why is there no yellow carded for that, John? It's a shocking tackle.
It's a yellow card at the very, very least. That one, right on the Achilles, or no?
Mm-hmm.
Well, one tap his foot, but that's near the Achilles, isn't it? But look, that could have put McGregor out for months. That.
Yeah, and he came off later on in the game, John. Do you think he was suffering for the after effects for that tackle?
No, don't think so. No, I think he just got up, got on with it after it, calm. So I think he's okay. But I think that boy Boateng, I think he was kicking anything in green and white the last time we played them as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was him, but I think it was. I've got this vivid image of a guy with dreadlocks kicking everything in green and white, and I'm sure it was him. That was really, really poor officiating yet again today. Beating lets a stamp on McGregor. Just lets the player get away with it. Just gives a free kick, no booking or nothing. That was at least a yellow card for that stamp on McGregor. And the shove on Kuhn, I think it merited at least a free kick to Celtic anyways, and they gave a goal kick for it.
It's raising your hands, isn't it?
If two players get in shoulder to shoulder and knocks one out the park, you say the stronger player won that battle. Goal kick. But that was a two-handed shove, and shove Kuhn right out the park.
Yeah.
And they get away with it.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. All right, John. So going into the second half, John, the first 10, 15 minutes, we're sort of all over the place trying to adjust to these conditions, aren't we?
Aye. I don't think we adjusted throughout the whole game, to be honest with you. But the conditions were poor. I did look a bit windy today. And state of the pitch. I was expecting a nice bright sunny day today for some reason, but just miserable looking, wasn't it?
That was tough to watch that game, wasn't it? It was scrappy, very scrappy. But Dundee, the first 15 minutes were really coming at us, John. The 57th minute was a clearance off the line for Big Liam Scales, who, by the way, I thought had an outstanding game as well today. But great clearance to keep it at 1-0 there, John. Clearance off the line, but it really was all Dundee the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half.
Aye. By the way, I do think Liam Scales did have a good game today. A lot of people were asking for him not to start and get dropped and all that in the last podcast. Well, what would we have done without him today?
Big guy won everything in there. Absolutely everything, John. But we'll get to the individual marking very soon. 63rd minute, Kyogo off, McGregor off, Ida on, and the Water on. So a couple of subs there, John. And we noticed improvements right away, didn't we?
Aye. Especially with Awata. I think you noticed the difference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more composure on the ball. Cool as a cucumber, isn't he, Awata?
Yeah.
He's a bit like Hatate that way. The two of them are kind of, they don't get phased by that type of game. They don't really get phased at all. They just walk about and look everywhere and spray passes about. Two fantastic players.
So why do you think McGregor was taken off, John? Was it the injury or the tackle, should I say, sorry? Or do you think he's just not quite fit yet? Or do you think he's just off form? It must be one of the three.
I think he's just not up to speed after his injury. I don't look. We need to ask Brendan Rodgers that. Brendan's given him what, an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just bedding him in, getting him up to speed. Give him an hour in each game, maybe something like that, Xander. I don't know, but look, he wasn't the best today, Callum, was he? And it doesn't help when guys are jumping on your Achilles after you've been injured with it.
That's it, John. That's it. Bang on. But I think Awata can find himself unlucky not to be starting these games.
Absolutely, he can, because, like I keep saying, drop her early, get a water in there, you'll see a different midfield.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No disrespect to Matt Rayleigh, by the way, he's just not doing it now. And he hasn't done the second half of this season. He's been poor in every game, just about.
Yeah. Yeah. There's well, we'll wait to see what happens in the Hearts game, John, because I think I think Iwata's very unlucky not to be starting these games. Since he's came in, I don't think we've even lost a game, have we, since Iwata's came in?
No, Japan's player of the season last season as well, Iwata. He's some player.
He's decent.
And he's very unfortunate to find he's still benched, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. If Iwata's should be starting these games. Obviously, Brendan wants his captain out there, but if he's no fit, play Iwata. That's the simple solution, isn't it?
Well, exactly. But he's obviously trying to bed Callum into these games gradually, try to give him a wee bit at a time, get him up to speed, I think. I think it would have been a different game if we started with Iwata a day, Xander, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree, John. All right, 2-0. 67th minute. James Forrest again, John. Before he even scores the goal, he shuts the guy down, wins the ball back. Then there's a bit of stramash in the box. It breaks to Jamesy and he rattles the ball into the net. Easy as that. Lovely bit of pressure for Jamesy and scrambles it home for about 10 yards out under the goalkeeper. I think there was an assist for Palmer there as well at one point in that. So 2-0 Celtic, and it looks as though we're cruising at this point, didn't it?
Aye, that was another nice finish, by the way, for Jamesy.
Mm-hmm.
He smashed it through McCracken's legs.
Yes, and the goalkeeper had no chance really. It was a lot of power in that shot, John, to put us 2-0 up. Cruise control at this point. I was feeling quite relaxed. Were you?
No.
But no, I was feeling relaxed.
No.
I felt confident at this point.
No, I wouldn't say I was relaxed. I was fairly confident right enough, but I wouldn't say I was relaxed. I was on edge that whole game. But no, look, the finish was lovely for Jamesy. Well done. Did the right thing. Absolutely smashed it. Big McCracken's jumped up and he's got a fright. He's through his legs.
Aye, and it was placed beautifully under him. So 2-0, John. And then Hatate hits the post. What a strike for Rio Hatate, John. We cut inside the defender, right foot across the goalkeeper, off the inside of the post and breaks to the defender. 19 yards out, John. Unlucky not to put us 3-0 up.
That's that cool, calm composure I'm talking about with guys like Hatate and Iwata. How composed was Hatate at the edge of the box before he done that? He was just walking about looking for a wee bit of space.
I know.
And cracks a shot off the post. What a goal that'd have been, by the way, if it found in it.
Absolutely. It was so unlucky. It would have been a beautiful goal. But it's not to be. Still 2-0, John. And then Dundee get their goal. 75th minute, 2 minutes later, actually. And it's an own goal. Scruffy goal. Big Ida tries to clear it, but he slices it. It's a bit of a swipe, scuffed slice, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, it's an own goal. It's past Joe Hart, and it's 2-1 to Celtic. Dundee back in the game, John.
I had a feeling they were going to score anyway. At that point, I had a feeling going through me. They're about to score. I could just feel it. And I was right. They did score. All right, it came through an own goal, but your worst fears, I've realised at that point, where's this game going to end up?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at that point. It was a lot of corners and throw-ins they were getting, John, weren't they, Dundee, the last 15 minutes?
Aye, it was a battle. That's what I'm saying. It was a battle, and they had to be on their defensive duties today, Celtic. But Dundee, for the first 15 minutes of the second half, corner after corner, throw-ins, free kicks, and then they finished the game strong, pretty strong as well. Not as strong as what they started the second half, but they finished it pretty strong,
Mm-hmm. But Parma gets a chance in the 92nd minute, second minute of injury time, John. 5 minutes when added. Shot wide for about 25 yards. That was a good wee effort, I thought, for Parma.
Aye, curled a bit, 2 yards wide or something.
Mm-hmm.
Aye, good effort. No joy. I'd love to see Palmer get back in the score sheet and get his confidence built up, because we know he has got ability, that boy. He's just, after that game he missed the penalty for Honduras. He's just it's Honduras he's fair it.
Yeah, Honduras, yeah.
After that game where he missed that penalty and got his team put out, he's just no performed at all for Celtic.
No, he hasn't. No. He's also had the injury as well, hasn't he? But any games he has played, John, it's just not been happening for him. He's trying, but to be fair to him, his defensive performance today was quite good, I thought.
Aye. I did notice him getting back and stopping a couple of crosses coming in and that, so he did well in that department. You're right there, aye.
Job done, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's the bottom line. Job done.
That's it. 3 games to go. 3 wins. That's 4 games to go. We need 3 wins. Nerve-wracking, isn't it? It's nerve-wracking. Look, the job's done. I'm just glad we got it over the line. I was nervous about this game, mostly because of the state of the pitch. I had a feeling that was going to contribute a lot to that game, and it did. It contributed everything to that game. Like I says, it was like playing on a giant molehill. The only thing was missing actually was Rodgers running about the park.
Yeah, it was terrible. It's shocking surface, actually, but I don't think they deserve their fine. I mean, there's nothing they can do about the weather.
No, that's just down to that your luck. But look, we've got the win. That's the main thing. That's all that matters. And I'm so glad we've got the 3 points in the bag, because that was nerve-wracking, and I was nervous about that game because of the pitch and all that stuff. I knew it would be a battle, but we've done it. We got the 3 points. And by the way, good luck to Dundee for the rest of the season. I hope they manage to get their place in Europe.
Yeah, good luck to Dundee. That was a battling performance for the end of the day. So good luck to them, John, right enough. Let's get some player markings then. What are you thinking? Your 1 to 10 individual markings?
It's very hard because they weren't playing Celtic the Celtic way, the way we're used to seeing Celtic playing. It was a different performance today, and I think Celtic adapted pretty well to that, having to change their performance, their style of play, and grind out that win today, which they did. They had to grind it out. But we'll get started with the markings. Joe Hart gave nothing he could do about the goal. That was unfortunate. I think he was saving it if it wasn't for the deflection. So we'll give Joe a 7. He never really did anything wrong, to be honest with you.
No, fair.
Gave him a 7. Carter Vickers, I'll give him a 7.5 today. Big Carter Vickers, thought it was okay. Pretty good, solid performance.
Yeah.
Liam Scales, for me, 8.5.
Right.
Greg Taylor, I thought he was quite poor again the days under. He wasn't outstanding, was he? But he had to put in his wee shift. Wasn't he poor, but I don't know what he gave Greg. I'm thinking around about the 6 mark, around about 6 for Greg.
Yeah.
Alistair Johnson on the other side. I think Kuhn wasn't reading a lot of Alistair's play. I think Alistair played quite well. Give Alistair a 7.
Right.
Sent at the park, Mattarelli, 4. Bad again, Xander. Did nothing to influence the game yet again.
Yeah.
Callum, I'll give him a 5. Didn't influence the game that much. Tried to get stuck in when he could. I think he's just getting up to speed. 5 for Callum.
Yeah.
Rio Hatate did a half decent game, I suppose. He was always composed. A lot of fouls on him the day as well. Didn't have a great game though. 6.5 for Hatate.
Right.
Kyogo up front did a lot of running about without doing anything really. Set up Jamesy Forrest for the goal. But other than that, I think that's really about it. 5.5 for Kyogo.
Right.
Nicholas Kuhn on the right started well, faded well out of the game. 5. And James Forrest, the man on the left hand side, I thought his goals were exceptional. I'm giving James an 8 for his 2 goals.
Yeah. I've noticed that about Kuhn, John. He plays maybe the first 25-30 minutes outstanding, then fades out the game. He's got to knock that out of his game, hasn't he?
Aye, I've been saying it all week. players have got to perform for 90 minutes, no 10 minutes like Croon, 10, 15 minutes. You've got to do that for 90 minutes. And he faded out the game after 15 minutes, and that's without getting booked. So, no, I didn't think he did well at all, Croon. But started the game well and just faded out it. Wasn't up for the battle.
No, he played well, I thought, in spells, but he fades out the game pretty quickly, I think. So let's quickly run through my scores. Joe Hart 7, Carter Vickers 8, Scales 8, Taylor 6. Johnston was quiet, I thought, today. 5.5 for him. McGregor 5, Matt O'Reilly 4.5. Just I don't know what's wrong with Matt just now, but we keep going on and on about it, but Brendan keeps playing him. Hatate 8, Forrest 8.5, Kyogo 6, and Kuhn 5.
All right. I don't know what's wrong with Matt O'Reilly, by the way. It's a weird one. We know he's a great player, and he's just the second half of this season he's done absolutely nothing. But I think the problem with Alistair Johnston was he didn't give him that high marks. That's what you've seen. What I seen the day with Alistair Johnston is Kuhn wasn't picking up his passes and all that. He wasn't on the same level as Alistair Johnston. I think that's what let Alistair Johnston didn't let him down, but I think Kuhn let him down.
I think they never linked up well at all today, the two on the right hand side. But I think 6 is a decent mark considering he knocked the ball at the park about 4 times just straight to nobody. But he done his usual chasing up in the line, didn't he?
There was a lot of that today, wasn't there? Just knocked it at the park. A hell of a lot of it. But the pitch was a mess. You could see players were scared they were going to get injured on that, Sander.
Mm-hmm.
That was the proverbial tatty field.
It was bad. All right, John. Man of the match, who are you getting it to?
I'm getting it to Liam Scales today.
Gales. Right.
Aye.
Brilliant, wasn't he? He never lost a ball. He never lost a ball. And his passing is outstanding as well. Just his passing for defence, outstanding. But I'm not getting it to Liam. I'm obviously going to get it to James Forrest, because out with these 2 goals, he was shutting down. His passing was good. His vision was good. He played well, James, and I think he's getting fitter every game as well. I've noticed. So he was on that wee bit longer the day, wasn't he?
Aye, look, Jamesy knows what it takes to be a champion. He
Yeah.
knows exactly what it takes. He should do. He's won enough of them. And he came on the other day and put almost man of the match, but I think he was picked by Liam Scales, who I thought did an exceptional job at the back of the big Liam Scales. But James's 2 goals, outstanding, and he worked hard. He got his 2 goals. I gave him an 8. I think he was very close to man of the match, but I just think Liam Scales did his job exceptionally well today, Xander.
Yeah. Well, can't disagree with that, John. That was Scales. It was brilliant. It was, what a performance that boy put in the day. And it was a man of the match performance, but I think he was just picked by James. So he won us the game, James, didn't he? But so did Scales, to be fair, because they were throwing a lot of the balls into the box, and Big Scales just mopped up everything, didn't he? So yeah. Good choice, mate. Good choice. Quickly mention the competition for next week before we go into the comments. Looking for the correct score against Hearts. Correct score, final score, if you like, against Hearts next Saturday at Celtic Park. 1 guess each, everybody, into the comments. And it's to your usual choice of prize, the pen, the lighter, and the Legends frame print, which is Chris Sutton this week. So that's your choice of prize for this week. So 1 guess each, everybody. And obviously, if there's more than 1 correct entry, it goes to a draw. Right, John, let's get into these comments, mate.
Okay, dokie. Just before I start, just a big hello to Michelle Stewart, of course. She's not keeping well at all now, Xander. So, I hope you get well soon, Michelle. All the best to you. And you'll get better. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you will. So I just want to say a big shout out to Michelle, and your pen will be on the way on Monday, Michelle. Don't worry about that. We'll get that sent out to you.
Yeah. I hope you're feeling better, Michelle. Hope things aren't too bad for you, and you managed to cope with your wee illness and out, and I'm sure you'll pull through it okay, pal. So just keep the chin up. And Roseanne as well. I think she wasn't feeling too well last week when she saw. Hopefully she's feeling better as well. So hope both our regular lady contributors are feeling a wee bit better very soon.
Aye, absolutely. To both of them, Roseanne and Michelle. But Michelle just sent me a wee message earlier there, but I think she was just says you have to pull your finger out and get the pen sent.
Aye, I'm sorry, mate. I want to apologise actually because I actually forgot all about that. So I can only apologise. That'll be sent Monday with the other prize winner today, Barry. So yeah, both prizes. Although Michelle's isn't a prize, we'll just get that sent out to her and Barry's as well Monday, and both shall receive their gifts by Thursday, hopefully. So apologies for that, Michelle.
Aye, apologies, and all the best to you, Michelle, and obviously your lovely husband Collins as well. Best of luck to both of you there. Roseanne, funnily enough, was first up. Roseanne
Right.
says, I'm feeling a bit more positive today, so I'm going to stick with 3-1 for our brave Tigers. Rawr. Come on the hoops.
Aye, very, very close. There was a lot of 3-1s I said at the start of the podcast run. It must have been over 20 3-1 guesses, so that was a popular one. So unlucky, Roseanne, keep the guesses coming in.
Aye, that was the worst impersonation of a tiger I've ever heard in my life, by the way.
I don't know about that, I got a fright.
I thought she was talking about me and you. She was talking about tigers.
All right, mate. Who else is on the
Uh,
comments?
Next up was Collins, the man we were just talking about. Collins says, I'll go 3-1 to Celtic. And he also says, that's another 3-1, by the way. And he also says, thanks for the comments regarding Michelle, guys. Oh, you're more than welcome, Collins. It's always good to hear from you and Michelle. Big contributors to the channel, and it's always a pleasure to hear from you, mate.
Yeah, bang on, John, bang on. It's good to hear from Collins and Michelle, who always leave their comments. So anybody that's leaving a comment, we'll try and read out as many comments as we possibly can. So just get your comments in, folks. Doesn't matter what it's about, anything. Just get your comments in, and we'll try and read them out.
Absolutely, we will. Next up was Chris McGovern. I think I've seen Chris here before. Do you remember him?
Aye, Chris McGovern, aye. A couple of times he left a message.
Good to hear from you, Chris. Chris says, you're right, John and Zandor. Zandor.
I got my trial for Flash Gordon next week.
I was thinking Terrahawks. Zandor.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's Bruce Chris.
Sorry, Chris, just having a wee laugh, mate. Just when I seen Zandor, I had to pronounce it that way just to annoy Zandor.
Cheers for that, Chris. He's going to start calling me that from now on.
I keep calling it. He'll not like that, Chris. He won't like that at all. But anyway, he says, you're right, John and Xander. When you say the league is everything, aye, absolutely, the league is everything. He says, nothing else compares. But think of last year when we won the clean sweep of all trophies and Masonic Sky Sports gave them the bragging rights. Do you notice something about Sky Sports today? The adverts were 10 times louder than the actual programme.
All right, were they? Because I watched it on Celtic TV, so but he's right about that bragging rights thing for last season, John. You remember that?
Exactly, aye. But they won a dead rubber and basically tried to make Sevco feel like they'd won everything after us winning a treble. What a laughing stock this country is, by the way.
You know, I forgot all about that, actually. That's a good comment. Cheers for that, Chris. Great comment.
Aye. Yeah, and Chris went on to say that. Says he gave them the bragging rights for a dead rubber game after we won the league by 13 points. He says the 25th of May is our history, and it's also his birthday. Happy birthday, Chris.
All right. I hope you have a great birthday with a league and cup double. So that'd be an ideal gift, I suppose, wouldn't it?
Aye, it certainly would, aye. It'd be a great birthday present, that. He says, when Rodgers uttered see you in May, it cut me more than most Celtic supporters. What do you think Brendan Rodgers meant by we'll see you in May?
Well, he's talking to the Rangers fans, I think, isn't he?
I can't mind who he was talking to when he says that. Let us know who when Brendan says that, Chris, I remember him saying it, but I can't remember when.
Well, I remember it was Rangers had won a couple of games and we dropped a couple of points, and Brendan had his interview and says, "For all the doubters, we'll see you in May." So obviously, I think I was directed at the television companies and the Rangers fans were having a bit of a laugh at the time, if you remember.
Aye. But it's May now, so let's hope Brendan's words come through. And
Yeah.
Chris would finish his comment by saying, "As I walk out on this May morning, my thoughts shall be of you."
Right, John, any more comments?
Aye, there's a few more comments, and Paul McEwen, as usual, says, "Hail, hail the Celtic." I know he's emoticons. Thanks for that, Paul.
Yeah. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for that, mate.
But Paul McComb, another regular on the channel, says, "Hail, hail, well done, lads. Forrest's first goal." Oh, this was sent about 40 minutes ago. Says, "Hail, hail, well done, lads. Forrest's first goal. It was a tough game. We got there." And then he put another love heart and a kiss.
That's not for you, but remember.
Right.
Um,
You can put as many love hearts and kisses as you want, Paul. That's your
that's it.
decision. We're only joking, mate. You can put as many as you want.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but 2-1, it was a slog. It's a slog that's done and dusted, John, and we move on to Hearts. So well done to the players the day getting through that. That was tough.
Absolutely, it was tough. It was a battle.
Mm-hmm.
And Celtic, they seemed pretty well equipped for that type of battle, didn't they? They seemed to cope with it pretty well, apart from the own goal.
Yeah. Yeah. I coped well. It was hard watch, but they coped well with the conditions. And I thought the defence were brilliant today. You know, the two centre halves were outstanding. They just mopped up everything that came into the box.
Aye, they were outstanding, both of them, Xander. Anyway, we would never say. Thanks for your comment, by the way, Paul.
Yeah, cheers, Paul.
Rosemary says, Saints 2, Sevco 1, Dundee 0, Tick 3. Both wrong scores, but thanks for the comment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good guess, good guess. Well, it was not a good guess, but thanks for your guess anyway.
Thanks for the guess. Aye, terrible guess. Jamesy Boy Doran says, "Come on, St Mirren. I can see them take points off Sevco tomorrow."
Nope.
Wasn't to be.
Not to be, no. So it's going to be neck and neck, John, with these 3 points right up until we play them, hopefully. And that means we would beat Hearts, and obviously they're going to win their next game. I don't know who they play next. But it's going to be hopefully 3 points ahead when we come to face Rangers at Celtic Park.
They play Kilmarnock next at Ibrox, Xander.
Right, so that's 3 points for them, and hopefully 3 points for us with a win at Celtic Park.
Aye. Anyway, Michelle says, "My scores for today's guess is 3-0. Thanks for that, Michelle.
Yep, cheers.
And Elaine says 3-2 to Celtic. Hope you're both well, Xander and John. Not been on in a while, working as per usual. Hail, hail, and God bless."
Yeah, good to have you back, Elaine. Thanks for your comment, pal, and unlucky with your guess.
Thanks for that, Elaine. Always good to hear from you. And then
Yeah.
Chris D says, "Hail, hail, troops." Another Chris, yeah.
There's a few Chris's in there. Yeah, hail, Chris. Thanks for your comment, buddy. Keep your guesses coming in as well, pal, for the correct score competitions.
Aye. James Doran also thought, he says, "I think Forrest should start tomorrow, who still has a lot to offer in the team." He absolutely did. He had a lot to offer the day. Banged in the 2 goals, got us the 3 points.
Yeah, and we never mentioned either, John, that Maeda was nowhere near the team today. So maybe Big Chris Sutton was right, with the double bluff, the manager, Brendan. So maybe he's right with the double bluff.
We'll soon find out, Xander. We can't comment on that.
Yeah.
We don't know, but like you say, he was nowhere near the team. But he might be near the team next week, we don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens.
Mad about football. Maeda to be on the bench, 3-1. He wasn't on the bench.
Wasn't on the bench, no, that I saw anyway, because I don't know what the full lineup was, but I don't think he was anywhere near the bench, was he?
When I watched the game at the start, I just managed to look up and see the subs, and then it went away again. But it didn't really show you the bench that often.
That's right. That's what I thought as well, and I didn't read who the subs were. So no, I don't think he was there. No.
Aye, and Pat Santers says Dundee 2, Celtic 1, and St Mirren 1, Rangers 3.
Somebody at the wind up, and I think he'd done that to get a lot of comments and feedback, and he did, because there was a lot of comments replying to that, wasn't there? So yeah.
Well, If he's a blue nose, your parents had a strange sense of humour calling you Pat.
Aye, well, aye. But he was wrong as well. So we move on.
Aye, he was wrong. Aye, he got the Celtic scored right, but the wrong team.
That's right. If I put that away about him, he would have been in the prize draw, wouldn't he?
Aye, Collins answered him. You very well might win the prize, Pat, but I really hope you don't.
Well, that's it. It was just at the wind up, obviously. So all comments are welcome.
Aye, we would never sell our club. Says thanks for tuning into Celtic content, and I smell your fear.
Aye. As I say, all comments are welcome within reason. So keep the comments coming in.
Roseanne says you're more than happy to crook your way through it.
That's what I'm saying. He got a lot of feedback, didn't he? A lot of our regulars weren't happy with Pat, were they?
No, I don't know. Pat's he's no answer to anybody anyway. And Paul McComb says, is a Hugh Keevins in disguise?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Aye, well, that's some odds under. That's all the comments. I'm not going to go reading all the replies and all that. You know, just I want to read a couple of replies to Pat Santa. I've seen Pat on this channel before.
Maybe he is a Celtic supporter and just thought we would get beat. You never know. I doubt it, though.
Well, I don't know. Maybe look, people don't like other Celtic porters saying they're going to get beat. They don't like it. They react badly to it. So look, if Pat's a Celtic supporter and he had a guess and he thought Celtic were going to get beat, that's fair enough, isn't it? You're allowed to guess whatever you want in the competition.
That's it. If you think we'll get beat, put it in your comment as your guess. That's not a problem. Not a problem.
I don't think you are, Pat, but I've seen you here before, but I don't think you're a Celtic fan, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, John, that wraps that up. Great win for Celtic today. We move on to Hearts next weekend. Let's touch on that, John. Hearts, Naismith, the usual. You know what to expect. We know exactly what's going to happen. They've already beat us at Celtic Park when we had our depleted team in the winter there. But we're back to full strength, John. Celtic Park, 60,000, sunny day, Saturday afternoon. It's got to be a win, isn't it?
Yep, it's got to be nothing less than a win. None of this draw nonsense. Look, it's at Celtic Park. The pitch is pristine condition. There's no excuses. We've got a full team there. If Maeda's fit, there's no excuses. We need to go out there and scalp them. And we need to punish them good style. Because Milky isn't going to have his team sitting back like he does against Sefco. He's going to have them out there battling for everything, Xander. And we need to be up for that battle yet again. But we need to win it with style. Win it the Celtic way, you know. We need to pass that ball slick, bang a few in the first half and then another couple in the second half. That's the kind of performance I want.
Yeah, the only doubts for next Saturday, obviously, we'll go into the preview on Friday night, but the only doubt I think is McGregor, because he maybe picked up that knock the day, and Maida, obviously, so we'll watch this space with that one, John. All right, John, anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, I'm just happy. That's it. I'm just happy the 3 points are in the bag. We need 3 more wins. It's achievable. I think the hardest games is going to be Kilmarnock away. That's going to be a very, very difficult game on that horrible, horrible surface, and they've already beat us twice. But I think we could beat Hearts, Sefco, and St Mirren. We'll be up to speed in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll start to see performances that are worthy of champions under, because we need to see it. We haven't seen it all season, really.
Yeah, and I think the performance today was performance worthy of champions, wasn't it, John, on that tricky surface, etc. Dundee on forum. All right, John, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for reading all the comments as well, buddy. Keep your comments coming in. Subscribe to the channel as well if you can. Hit like, share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you can share the channel if you can. That'd be brilliant. And John, we'll catch you on the midweek for a midweek news roundup.
Catch you midweek, Xander. Hail, mate.
Hail, buddy, and well done, Celtic. Hail.